Hey guys, welcome back to Cap Views. So today we're going to be doing the Justice League Snyder Cut trailer. So obviously you guys who have been watching my channel know that I've been waiting for this for a very long time. We've had a few snippets through Zack Snyder, the man himself, dropping teasers through Twitter, and people from the team doing the same in support and all that. So we've had a lot of teasers basically up into this trailer, so sort of like clips from the actual trailer itself, basically sort of being released in intervals leading up to the trailer finally. So quick little disclaimer, I'm looking at the screen by the way because I'm about to watch this trailer again with you guys and go over it, but quick little sort of disclaimer, I just want to start this off and then we can say it and we can just move on from it. So I haven't really been myself lately. I've had a few things in my personal life happen, some tragedy. I've had someone that I care about pass away in the last 2 days. So I just wanted to, I don't want to take it down and make this depressing at all. I really want to try and move forward. If you guys follow me on Twitter, you would have seen I've probably tweeted about this and I said the show must go on. And so that's what we're doing here. I just wanted to bring it up very briefly, just because I don't want that downside to anything, because I really believe in the Snyder Cut. I love Zack Snyder. I think what he's done with Justice League, the characters, most of his work, you guys have heard me say this many times, so I want this to really get the support that it deserves. I want it to be glorified for all that it is, because this is a very momentous occasion that, you know, this movie is happening because of fandom basically, and you guys know, like I said, that I've been waiting for this trailer for a very long time, and the film in general, so I didn't want to put a damper on it, and I didn't want you guys to wonder why I'm not super hyped and more keen bean as I'm supposed to be, because I am. It's just you know, things happen. So I just wanted to say that so you guys understand why when you watch this, if I'm not super hyper, you understand why. So that being said, let's move on to the trailer. So I'm going to watch the trailer, and thank you for your understanding and support, by the way, anyone who does watch my channel. Okay, so let's watch the trailer. I'm going to watch the trailer for like the 7th time now, I think it is. So I'm so like before okay, so before I get back into this trailer, so I just want to say I've seen it quite a few times. I wanted to really give it the thorough analyzation that I would give things, because that's what I do. I super like analyze stuff, and I wanted to like really watch it and really absorb it and all that sort of stuff. So I've seen it quite a few times, but I'm gonna go through it again just because I want to keep it fresh for you guys, so you understand what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna probably throw up like screenshots somewhere up here, down there. There's gonna be screenshots because I can't like show the actual trailer. So let's start off. So the trailer starts off HBO Max, which is, of course, it's gonna be released on HBO Max exclusively. So you guys gotta get HBO Max so you can watch this. It's gonna be a 4-hour film. I'm very excited, and it's being released on March the 18th now, because it's been moved up. If you guys saw my previous, you would have seen me discuss that. So anyway, we start off, so you're gonna hear me like going through this trailer. So we start off with Supes, of course, being murdered again. I love Superman, like I love Superman, and it pains me every time I have to see Henry Cavill, Superman, die. Like, it just hurts, it's just painful. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like the OG Snyder Cut trailer, so the first trailer we got, the first real trailer we got, I thought it was beautiful. I thought the music and just everything, the shots, the cinematography, Zack Snyder's visuals are just amazing, and I thought it was beautiful and stunning, and I legit cried. I think I cried probably like 60% from beauty, from just like in awe of it happening and just how beautiful it was and amazing. and like artistically, it's really an outstanding piece of work, I believe. Anyway, I know that people like it's just a superhero movie. It's just not though. It's art, and you know, and 40% of that I cried because I keep seeing Superman die. So anyway, I'm gonna move along, but I'm just this particular iteration of Zack's iteration of Superman, of the death of Superman. As we've seen, like this first shot was done through, you know, Doomsday, and we've seen Superman die, obviously, and he comes back to life. He's brought back for the Justice League, but just seeing this iteration of Zack's version of this, and you can see like this is basically, and first of all, visually, oh God, I can't even. Like, it's just beautiful. It really is. Like the glow of his suit and the way he's just positioned, like in so much pain, and there's just destruction all around him, and you see this giant gash. It's not even a gash, it's like a giant hole right through the S crest. So and you can see, good props to Henry, by the way, as well, of course. Henry Cavill's a great Superman, but you can see the just pain, and he lets out this basically like death cry, and you see like the energy and everything, all this build up and the light, you know, the whole lighting of everything, and you see the pain of Superman basically dying, because this is his last like sort of death cry that he's letting out. And I really love, first of all, I love the score at the start of this trailer. I think it's very cool. I think it's very mythical gods type of music. And what I really love is like you see the lightning and you see all this, like you just see Superman dying basically in so much pain and agony. And what I really love is the fact that he's done these like sort of like echo rings that come out when he lets out this, you know, this death cry of pain, and it just it echoes basically out into the world. And I think that this is what they meant when they talked about like basically like the gods being dead, pretty much. Like, you know, Superman is like the leader of all of them, and you know, we've got these, and I've said this before, we've got these like larger than life, like mythical superhero, you know, godlike creatures, you know, and that's what these heroes are. I mean, you know, Superman is like an alien, so he's from Krypton, and he's not really exactly like the rest of them, but you know, he is the most powerful, one would argue, and he is the leader of them, and he is like basically like the king god of them, if you want to go that route. And I think that this is what they mean when they talk about like basically Superman being dead, and we saw that in the previous iteration. And I also want to touch on the fact that like in, I think was it Man of Steel, not Man of Steel, I don't know if it was Batman v Superman or Justice League. You think I would know because I've seen it so many times. But there's an intro song, and it's I don't know what it's called, but I think it's called Everybody Knows. And I want to go back and touch on that, because that song, in that aspect when it was shown, it basically echoes what Zack is showing here through this scene, which is everybody knows now. Everybody knows that Superman is dead. Do you know what I mean? And that's what they showed previously as well, and they're just basically doing Zack's version of this, and the way he's done it with the echoing sounds going through and everybody, you know, knowing that the Superman is dead, which, you know, is gonna just bring on so much destruction through bad people. It's just beautiful the way he's done it. So alright, so let's move on. Okay, so Superman dying, it's so upsetting every time I see it. And you really see at the last shot before it cuts, that last shot of him, you really see when he's dead. Like, you see his eyes and you see the pain, and it's just painful. I don't want to watch it. It's so upsetting to see Superman die. Like, and you really, if you really see it. The next shot, we cut to everything being destruction. Everything is dark. I was gonna say this, to me, this start of the sequence, particularly the first three cuts. So Superman, the destruction of the city, and then this echoing sound or cry of pain echoing through that almost looks like a light. It almost looks like it's gonna go up and turn into the bat symbol, but it's not. It's actually Superman's death cry just echoing out and going up and into the stars as you hear Lex Luthor narrating in the background, you know. And this is what he's talking about. This is the reference to him saying the bell's being rung, you know. He's talking about Superman dying basically. And you know, you can see that if you piece together the things that we've watched previously. And I just think it's beautiful how it's come together, how Zack's portrayed that and put all this together so fans can actually see this for what it is now. And I just think it's marvelous how he's done that. And I love this echoing, like, death cry. It just like showcases the raw power of Superman. And not only that, but the power that, in the sense of how it's going to affect the entire world because of this, you know, and everybody is affected because Superman dies. So it's just beautiful. It's also the way it's shot, like I said, it's absolutely stunning. I love his cuts. And the other thing that I really love is, like, to me, these first three, or even four if you count Napolita, the next cut we got coming up, but these remind me of very much of like 300, like that very dark, dire, you know, this is where it all begins, the beginning of the end essentially, kind of. And I love, you know, Zack always goes dark, and I just love that. You can see how dark it is. You know, you see Superman dying, literally, it's the first shot, and you see pain, and you see this echoing pain going out into the world, and you see everything destroyed, and everything's on fire and crumbling, and it's just fantastic. Then we move on to Napolita standing on the edge of a cliff in Themyscira, and you see, again, destruction. You see all this, and by the way, I love this visual of this giant collapsing building basically, and all the Amazons standing on the corner of this edge, seeing everything basically falling apart in front of them, which again symbolizes, I think, with the mother boxes. And I love that shot on the Napolita, by the way, like just creatively, like the way that the wind hits her and this cape thing that she's wearing just like folds in at the back. I don't know if anyone else noticed this. Like I said, attention to detail, but the way it just folds in like that, and she just looks like, you know, this like stoic leader, and you see her at the edge of this cliff watching everything fall apart. It's just so powerful, I think. And we don't, you know, get to see the full scene, but I mean, just those shots are just beautiful. Warner Brothers, DC, I love what they've done with the DC logo. I really liked the 80s DC flip that they did for 84. We move forward to, of course, Gal Gadot. She looks stunning in this white getup. I really love this this weird like demon chapel situation we've got going on as well. This just looks like, you see all the parademons, there's heaps of them, but this just looks very like the royal demon throne is where they're going. But you can actually see if you go all the way down to the outside, and like everything's like on fire and it's destruction, and then they're just sitting there calmly walking in, you know, the midst of this turmoil that they're causing. So I really, again, you know, it's a beautiful shot, but you can really see the darkness and the evil and what is at stake, what they're up against. And you just see that through these shots, the story being told. And that's what I love about Zack's work. I love how he tells so much story. You can get so much from just a shot. It's just stunning, really. It's amazing. It's just art at its finest. We see Steppenwolf bowing down, which is interesting, by the way, because as we know, in the previous Justice League, Steppenwolf was the big bad. In here, he is not. We've obviously got Darkseid, and I will say, I have to nitpick. So Steppenwolf being like demasked or de-armored, if you will, because he's wearing this, like, you know, he looks different this time. So Zack's iteration, we've got Steppenwolf like much more shiny, I'm gonna say. He looks like a very shiny knight of armor, kind of. That's the armor he's wearing. It's like plates almost, like going all the way up, and then he's got all these spikes. And my nitpick is that he looks weird and creepy when he's unarmored. Like, he's just like this weird reptilian skin type of version of himself. I don't like it. And then as himself with the armor, I think is a little bit too shiny. I don't like that. I like the spikes. I do like the spikes. It's definitely more of a menacing look than we previously had, but I think it's a bit too shiny. It's not like anything can be done about it now, but it's a bit too shiny for me. So I'm hoping like in the actual film when we watch it, you know, when he's moving and running and all that stuff, and it doesn't look as shiny as it does in this presentation. But I'm watching this in 4K, of course, because how else are you going to watch it? We skip through, we got the parademons taking on the Amazons. Now we've seen that scene before, so that's an amendment and Zack's iteration of that scene redone. We've gone on to the Ben Affleck Aquaman scene. We go to the Wonder Woman protecting the school kids scene, which we have seen. Of course, these have been amended. We don't see all of it, of course, in this trailer. Then we have a new scene, which we haven't seen before, which is Steppenwolf with Aquaman. So in the first Justice League, of course, we did see Steppenwolf getting the mother box, trying to get the mother box from the Atlanteans, which he successfully did. But we had that scene, I believe, with he killed some of the Atlanteans, and then we had Mira come and try and stop him. And then just as he basically pushed Mira like against that big wall thing and everything was crumbling, Aquaman came in. They had a bit of a scuffle, and then he got away with the mother box, created this big vortex in the water, and just zoomed up like an alien into space. So this is definitely different from what we have seen. This is not that at all. This is very different, and can I just say, it looks beautiful. The underwater work, the VFX that the way that it's just great. Aquaman, just this shot, I'm gonna just show you guys this shot. I'm gonna put it up. This shot of Aquaman looks fucking fantastic. Like his face, the lighting too, it just looks great. This is such a good shot. Such a good shot. Alright, then we move to Cyborg, shot that we haven't seen before. Flash doing his weird like move that he does. I actually like this move that he does. I mean, his running's a bit ridiculous, so I kind of like this little jump start he gives himself. Like, it's kind of funny, but it looks really cool too. Like, he does this very spectacular light show and boom, he's gone. So I really like that. We got the parademons chasing the Batmobile. And then we've got, what I really like, we see a bit of Steppenwolf fighting. What I really like, one of my favorite line in this trailer, I know a lot of people are interested in the Joker line, we'll get to that, but my favorite line actually is Alfred saying, if you can't handle the bull, don't wave the red cape in front of him, which is such a good line. It's such a good line. So obviously he's referencing red cape being Superman, the raging bull being Steppenwolf. He legit, just with his horns, looks like a bull as well. So that's what he's referencing. So he's basically saying, if you can't even take on him, don't go there. So he's asking Batman, and he even says to him, how do you know your team is going to be strong enough? So I think that's just the best line. It's so good. It's witty and it's on point, and it's perfect for the source material. So I just love it. We see a few shots. There's definitely different shots that are taken here. There's an exploration of some shots that we've seen in the previous trailer that have been expanded on a little bit. There are some shots that we haven't seen, that we've seen before. And then there's some shots that we haven't seen before, some scenes that we haven't seen before in particular. So the one where we see Superman starting up in the black suit, it goes, pans up, and it's got him basically moving the rocks on the floor. Now, I personally think this is basically, again, to show his sheer energy of him, not just like all this power that's contained inside him. And the way that when we saw him, the end of, I believe it was Batman v Superman, the end of the scene where we had the coffin and you saw the dirt rise above, I think that that's the same thing that we're seeing here. So, except we're actually seeing Superman just like play with like the fact that he can just raise the floor and the gravel and the stone, and like he can just bring up stuff, and it just showcases, again, I think that that's just the energy of Superman, the power of him. I think it's fantastic. I think it's a super cool visual too, by the way. It's so dope. And I love the transition that we get from Superman feeling, you know, Superman is just so intuitive as well. Obviously he can just hear from miles and miles away, but he also can like feel, and I believe that we don't see that as much. We see, you know, him hearing a lot of it, and then, you know, he gets the and he's Clark Kent, this is the S, but like this is really great when you see him feeling the vibrations possibly, or just like feeling what is happening, and then you see him zoom up and then it transitions into cyborg flying, which I think is a very cool little edit. I like that. I also like that they're just basically teasing Superman to us. There's a lot of scenes that we haven't seen here before, especially with Cyborg and the Mother Box. Now, we know that in the previous Justice League, Cyborg had to activate the Mother Box and have everybody basically distracting Steppenwolf so he can pull them apart. Now, in this one, we see Cyborg doing something that looks similar, and then we've got Flash right behind him doing something else as well. So we don't know exactly what that is, but I like that they're working together. I like that we see more of Flash and Cyborg on screen. They get more screen time, and it's really interesting to see them working and being really a part of the solution, and not just in the background of the team. I mean, of course, we have the big trinity, which is Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman, of course. Superman's not going to obviously be in quite a bit of this film because he's dead. Now, obviously, he comes back in the black suit, as we know, but a lot of the rest of the team is going to have to come into play here. And again, this is a 4-hour film, so I think we're really going to get more of these characters, which I think is very, very cool, and I can't wait to see more of it. So we see Steppenwolf grab... That's a really cool visual, by the way, because in the first one, we saw a lot of those shots where they were like, no, and like they would just grab the Mother Box. But in this one, we actually see a shot of Steppenwolf doing that move, which is super... It's a nice little flip. A lot of the stuff in, with Zack Snyder seems very reversed to what we've seen, which I think is cool. I'm all for, and I think that's why a lot of people are all for it. Another scene that I really like, and visually as well, is the Flash running to this like force of basically it looks like interdimensional changing stuff, so that looks really cool. Then we get a nice shot of the Justice League. We should get a nice shot of a flashback scene. I think it's a flashback scene of the Amazons. That looks really dope. I love anything when it comes to the Amazons, so I'm very excited to see. I think they're doing a series for the Amazons. I'm very excited to see if they do that, because that's just going to be dope. I think the whole culture of everything and Themyscira and the Amazons is just really cool. So I can't wait to see more of that. Even without Diana. I mean, I love Diana, but like even without, it's very cool. It's a cool world to explore. Another scene, of course, that I love, because you don't see, this is a very good trailer of splitting up everybody. Like, they really sort of get like an equal time in this one. You really don't see that much of Diana or that much of Supes or that much of Batman. You really get a nice little piece of the pie for each of them in this trailer, and I love that he's done that. I think that this is very much more of a story trailer. It's not that big blockbuster explosions like action sequence trailer that I think is going to get everyone super hyped. I think we kind of had that with the previous one, to be fair. I know that the soundtrack didn't reflect that, but like you don't have to always have like some heavy metal rock song to portray what you're seeing on screen. So I think the visuals really speak when it comes to Zack Snyder's work, and the cinematography. But even, again, the score on this, I liked the music in the previous trailer, and I like the score on this one. I think it's just done very well. So, like I said, you get even screen time. So another scene, like I was going to say just then, is when, of course, you see Wonder Woman flipping over. That's just really cool. And then the last shot, which is beautiful, is we get to see Supes in the black suit, laser eyes, and there you go. So that's the last scene before they really cut. And then, of course, we get our little tease that everybody's been waiting for, which is, of course, Batman, Cyborg. I'm going to skip ahead so we can watch it, actually. I can watch it. Batman, Cyborg in a nightmare scene, which we just touched on previously. Zack's going to obviously explore that a lot more. And we get to see, of course, Jared Leto returning as the Joker. We get to see Zack Snyder's version of Jared Leto's Joker. Obviously, we've seen photos uploaded, but now we get to see him talk. We get to see his face. Now, I just want to really quickly stop. Just one sec. Let me just go back right there on his face. That beautiful, disturbing face. It's just disturbing, to be honest. There's nothing beautiful about it. It's beautiful. The shot's beautiful. Like, the way Zack creates, it's just great. So we get to see the Joker, and his face is just disturbing. So I really like, people are bitching about the long hair because it's very Jared Leto. It is very Jared Leto. But to be fair, like, I mean, it probably could have been shorter, but then people would have compared it to Joaquin and Heath Ledger's Joker. If it was really short, it couldn't have been really short, let's be honest, because he would have just resembled the previous Joker way too much, and Zack's not going to do that. He's going to really, like, change up his version of it. And I like it. I liked the shot we got of him. People were saying he looks like Leatherface's cousin or something like that. He does. He, like, in that shot that we had gotten, he looked like that. But now that you see him speaking, he actually reminds me kind of like the Riddler from the Telltale games, because I've been playing those, and he kind of sounds a little bit like Riddler. He's not Riddler, but the voice is very interesting. I like the voice. His face is all like pale white now. It looks like makeup, whereas the previous Jared Leto Joker, he looked like he had fallen in that like chemical bath. He had that weird like balmy, like almost embalmed kind of skin. It was very like, it was creepy in its own way, but like I just didn't like that Joker overall, especially the damaged tattoo and his ridiculous green hair. I thought it was just too much. It was too extra for me. But I like this. I really like this version of the Joker much better. I think this one looks much more sinister. He doesn't look like a sideshow. He doesn't look like a circus clown. He looks like he's just a very damaged individual, and that's it. He doesn't actually have the whole clown thing going either. His mouth, now there's a lot of red around his mouth, and it stands out a lot more because his face is completely white and really white. And it looks like clown makeup white because you can see that it's sort of cracks around, there's like little cuts all over his face, which I think is interesting, which looks like, I'm guessing, this is a guess, but it looks like it's probably from maybe an explosion, like a shrapnel kind of situation, that maybe he got those cuts from there. Again, guessing, but if we see a cool explosion, I called it. But his mouth is the biggest thing that stands out. Now, he's got makeup around his eyes, very darkened, and, you know, this is a shot showing from the sun shining behind him, so, like, you don't get to see his face all nice and bright, but there is a lot of black makeup going on his eyes, and there's a big red situation going on around his mouth. Now, it doesn't look like clown's makeup where it was like a smile. It looks more similar, if I have to compare, to Heath Ledger's. It was very smudged. This, however, looks extremely fucking disgusting. This doesn't even look presentable the way Heath Ledger's Joker did. This just looks gross. It's just all smeared, and I like this shot because, in particular with this shot, you can't even really see definition of his actual mouth, of his teeth, anything like that, his lips. It's just all red and gross. And in the shots we saw in black and white, it was just black and just dirty, and it looked disgusting. And I think that that's really fucking cool. I think it's just gross and vile, and it depicts, like, visually he depicts how disturbed he is. And then when you hear him speak and he says this line, he sounds quite composed when he says it too. We all live in a society on a, you know, doesn't exist, isn't that right? Batman. And the way he says Batman, like, it's just very Joker-esque. And I think that's the thing that got me, like, that, the way he said Batman specifically. I think we're gonna see a lot of cool things. It's very interesting to see him and Ben Affleck's Batman on screen together. It's kind of really cool, actually. So, especially going through, like, Suicide Squad and seeing the Joker without Batman is weird, right? I feel like we all feel like that. So this is going to be very cool. I don't know how much of him we're going to see. Again, this is in the nightmare scene, so I don't know how much of that is going to play into it. Although I feel like a lot of it is. I think, and I'm guessing, but again, a 4-hour film, so I think we're going to see a lot more story being told here. I think we're going to see a lot more about Darkseid and all the evil bad guys. We're going to see a lot more of their lore and their story. I think we're going to see Wonder Woman maybe go back and do flashbacks. We'll see, like, her version of the story as well. Obviously, Batman's going to have his Superman presentation and his dream premonition situation. And I think that that's really where the story is going to be told from, these different perspectives telling this story. You know, Wonder Woman has this, like, ancient knowledge that she shares. Batman's gonna have his dream, and I just think it's gonna go from there after Superman dies, and I think it's gonna tell the story that way. And then we're also gonna see, like I said, I think the dark side version of it as well. Or it's maybe even going to be told like it was before through flashbacks and talking about, you know, their knowledge of Darkseid. But I think we're going to see that chapel scene shows me that we're going to see more of that story through those specific characters as well, not just the Justice League telling it. And as far as Joker, I think it's very fascinating. And I think this nightmare scene and these versions of the characters we love being morphed and warped is going to be very interesting. I hope everybody enjoys it. I think we all need to prepare ourselves though for how this may go down. I think there's going to be some loss and a lot of tragedy, and it's going to be dark. And look, I'm very excited to see it. So please let me know what you guys think. I hope you enjoyed this review, and I will see you guys soon. Drop it down in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. I really would love to share this experience with you, because we still have to wait till March 18th to watch it. So I would love to keep talking about it. So please share your thoughts and your opinions and your likes, your dislikes. What did you like? Did you like the trailer? And if so, what was like your favorite thing about the trailer? Did you like that we got like the new scenes? Do you like Jared Leto's Joker? I would love to know everything. So please let me know. And thanks again for watching, and I will see you guys soon. Bye bye.